Item duplication exploit is gone. A rare issue where the character's progression would reset to rank 1. Holy shit. Okay, we have a new patch for Gray Zone Warfare. I've already updated the game, and honestly, it is really big. It may not seem like it, but
That's what she said!
first off, the 9 new landing zones for more convenient traveling should mitigate the LZ camping, but also at the same time, it may create more LZ camping because inherently you're just waiting for the sound of the helicopter. Pickup and destination are displayed in heli details. That is super nice. Separate ADS sensitivity settings. I haven't messed with this yet, but the nice thing about this is I'm hoping that it's like a 1x, 2x, and then 8x and so forth, so that you can have different sensitivities. I'm pretty sure that's what they're getting at. That is really convenient. Optimize to reduce rubber banding, that's always really nice. Various VRAM optimizations, always really nice. We got some changes. A bug where a player might get stuck in the ground or fall through it after being revived from a coma. I never had that happen to me, but a bug where a player was taken to the edge of the map when jumping onto a heli at the last second before departure. I wish that happened to me. That's hilarious. I wonder if they fix the bodies just falling through the ground, because that's a big issue that I've been having, is I'll get there and my body won't even be there. Various spots on the map where players could get stuck, that's nice. An issue where players were unable to loot their body in PvE mode. I think I did have that happen once. Resetting to default now only affects the current section of settings. That is really nice because I reset once to default for my audio and it reset all of my keybinds and I didn't even know. Honestly, it was confusing me for the longest, and then I looked. Players unable to see their dead body because it fell through the ground. Ah, fuck yes. This is major for me. Thank you for fixing that. Skipping a coma will no longer result in "you killed yourself" message, which makes sense because inherently if you're a solo, there's nothing you can do. The glass used on some doors and windows, which made them bulletproof. Okay, so did you change the glass type? Was that what was making it bulletproof? Because I was realizing that on certain ones were bulletproof, certain ones weren't. Hello everyone, we're excited to announce that patch 0.1.2 is now live. You can find the full patch notes. Okay, time to get in this, because this is a lot. There's a lot to go through. So we already talked about the 9 new landing zones. That's really nice, with adjusted terrain to accommodate them. So I suspect that there's going to be some stuff that you can actually hide behind or something of the sorts, but I suspect that they're meaning like there's some cover and stuff now instead of it just being wide open for LZ campers. But we are on an open map and there's sniper rifles with really high magnified scopes. So in the reality, if somebody does want to LZ camp, they can, but it's going to be from a distance or a very specific angle. A missing notification when trying to invite friends to a squad, never dealt with that. A notification that there is no ammo/magazine in pockets when trying to reload. That is really nice. One thing I do want them to change, I don't know if they ever will change it, but it's so irritating that I cannot take the mag out of my gun and put bullets in it. You need to have 2 magazines to reload a weapon if it is mag-based, and it's really irritating. Confirmation dialogue for various squads and friend actions, missing sound effects on the character creation screen, notifications for players to claim their addition rewards, optimization to reduce rubber banding. The rubber banding is a big issue, but it's also server related. When the servers get really packed, there's really not much you can do. Separate sensitivities for aiming down sights, sounds to vendor progression action, which a lot of these audio issues I never had, but if you guys did have them, be sure to let me know down in the comments. The missing radiation in Ground Zero. It is now deadly when you enter that area. We're going to have to see what they mean by that, because I never actually went and explored Ground Zero. A few people already did it. I didn't think it was really worth making a video on it, but maybe we will now, just to see how deadly it is. The pickup and destination zone description to the helicopter widget, that is super nice because now we don't really need to talk, but you can still ask, hey, where's this helicopter going? Various VRAM optimizations, vendor confirmation when leaving vendor screen with items in the basket. Huh? When using back or escape. So I suspect it's like, are you sure you want to leave or something? And then your preferred game mode is selected when launching. I wonder how they figured out what your preferred game mode is. Is it like what you play more often? Because actually no, I guess my preferred game mode is PvP. I wonder what it has me at, because I think when I loaded in I was at PvP actually. Adjustments, we have lighting on medium graphics quality. That will help me because I actually have some of my lighting on medium graphics. Several light sources in YBL, some tasks for unique quest items. The blur effect while suppressed for scopes and kilometers. The blur effect while suppressed for scopes. What? I don't understand what that means. Somebody please let me know in the comments. The flight path from Kilo 3 to Juliet floor. I guess there was an issue with this. Maybe that's where the helicopter was getting stuck. Some changes. Leaning is now disabled during provision animations. So we can't eat and lean at the same time. That kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie. I love leaning around. Loading magazines now selects ammunition from the equipment, not from the locker. Okay, so loading magazines now. So you need to have the ammo inside. So, okay, that kind of sucks because what if you're like missing ammo per se and you just don't want to look for it, but you know it's there? You can't load mags anymore like that. Players now cannot loot their friendly NPCs in the base camp to prevent exploiting. That is nice. There was a lot of this going on, and oh, Lord, way to go. There was a lot of that going on, and frankly, it was really irritating because there was always freaking grenades going off. Players will be matched to the same server after disconnection if they reconnect within a certain period of time. Okay, so maybe this was already a thing and they're just telling us now, because I truly do feel like that was a thing, because if you waited a little bit, like went got a drink, got some food, and then came back and loaded in, there was a chance of getting a different server. But if you just left and loaded back in, you were pretty much guaranteed to get the same server. And I think what they're trying to do is stop the Midnight Sapphire run, sadly, where you can just run around, throw the money in the safe from the safes into your pockets, save quit, and then join a new server. And it's within a certain time period. I don't fully know what that means. We'll have to figure that out, but technically it just adds a little bit more time when in reality you have a lot of possibility to make money at Midnight Sapphire with 4 safes, so maybe it evens itself out. Rename the MK18 to the DDM4 to correspond with the weapon specifications. That's sick. I like that. Cool. Name changes. We got a fat list of fixes. Okay. A backyard from which there was no exit. That's hilarious, actually. I wonder if people have gotten stuck unnaturally, resulting into a grotesque image. Okay. A bug where a vendor didn't show all their stock, a bug where a weapon would stay in the player's hand during provision animations, a bug where a player might get stuck in a collision after being revived from a coma, where a player was taken to the edge of the oh yeah, I read this earlier up top. A player was taken to the edge of the map when jumping onto the heli last second before departure. I wonder what the edge of the map looks like. Bug where the mouse wheel becomes inactive, metal platforms in FOB, collision with a kitchen desk in the villa in Midnight Sapphire, levitating fence near Midnight Sapphire, missing collision Fort Nerith headquarters, missing icon for unblock friend, a network error after waiting in a queue for a server. That would piss me off. Actually, I think that technically has happened to me. I don't really remember because I think I chose not to remember, but when the game first started, the queues were kind of insane, and I would sit there for them. A railing that players couldn't vault over. I wonder if you saw my video. I'm gonna have to go check that out at Tiger Bay and see if that specific one we can vault over. A rare issue where the character's progression would reset to rank 1. Holy shit. What the hell? That sucks. A rare situation where the camera clips through the helicopter when getting into it, a road near Juliet 3 landing zone, a situation where players were able to wear both vests and plate carriers. Damn, they finally fixed that. I never actually understood how to do that glitch, but it did happen a few times to me. A spot in Tiger Bay where the AI would get stuck. A spot where a player was able to ADS and shoot through a solid fence. Damn, just straight shooting through walls. Where the screen would go completely dark in an area near Juliet 3 LZ. A sudden change in ambient sound near Golf Field. I feel like I actually had that happen when I went and raided the golf area. AFK timer to kick idle players. That's fucking great. Because now we'll no longer have people that are sitting there literally doing nothing. I wonder if this classifies as like doing stuff in your inventory though. Because like technically they could create a bot for it, but also at the same time, what if I'm sitting here organizing my inventory and then I get kicked for being idle? I guess I could just join back. It's not the biggest issue. AI navigation over sandpit in Sawmill. Yeah, that was a big issue. They would just stand there and stare at you. AI stuck shooting from walls. Ammo icons remaining grayed out after canceling the trade. An area in the starter town where AI could bounce around. An exploit preventing the blur suppression effect. What? Oh, so like you're getting shot at. That's what they maybe mean up there. Okay, so like when you're getting shot at and then your screen kind of gets blurry. I guess there was a way to just totally take that out. That's kind of fucked up. An incorrect collision on a wooden bridge. Yes, I've dealt with that once or twice. An issue that the players in a coma couldn't two shot and an issue that players in a coma couldn't two shot and finished off. So you couldn't finish them off if they were in a coma, pretty much. Huh. I wonder if that, god damn it. I wonder if that glitch ended up happening while I was doing the PvP near airfield because that guy was spraying at me, but I didn't die. I had to kill myself or like from the coma. I don't know. Lost my spot again. Fuck. An issue where players had no input upon landing to the server. An issue where dead bodies would disappear but remain lootable. I wonder if that happened to me and I was just walking past it, but I still could have looted it. An issue where modding a weapon on a dead body would render it unusable until you restart the game. Oh, Jesus Christ. An issue where players' bodies didn't show any loot for a while. I had that happen to me, I know that. An issue where players receive squad invites even in chat. Wait. An issue where players receive squad invites in chat even after not allowing squad invites in settings. Okay. So blocking squad invites does nothing. Well, did nothing. An issue where players were unable to loot their body after reconnection. Reconnection. I think I've reconnected once. Reconnecting in this game, for me at least, is not something that happens too often. An issue where an issue where quest interactions were active after a quest was failed. An issue where sometimes items would disappear while moving them in the inventory. Imagine you're moving a key and it just disappears when you put it down. I would be pissed. Unable to invite a player to squad after kicking them. Unable to join the server with your squad if the leader is already on the server. Destroyed heart is not visible on health panel. Disappearing sleeves when looking around while in ADS. Failed to load on support PCs or when the folder name. Oh, this actually may help you guys with frames. Yeah. Flickering sunlight coming through a window in Fort Nerith. I've been blinded by that. Glass on some doors and windows which caused them to be bulletproof. Glass on some doors and windows. So, yeah, they had to have been using multiple types of glass, I guess, like assets per se. It wasn't the same asset that they were just stretching around or whatever. Helicopter being stuck between Delta and Echo. I think we talked about that earlier. Helicopter failing to arrive after dying far from an LZ, blocking the LZ. What? Improved AI navigation through the double door. improve the character shadows while moving in water, visibility of currency in the vendor's trading window, improving lighting in the mall, invite to squad button not available for newly added friends, where players were able to clip through the wall and see behind it under specific circumstances. Item duplication exploit is gone. At least the one they're saying. I don't know which one they're saying. I think there's multiple, honestly. Items used when healing over other players are now properly marked as in use. Jagged shadows on a scope when aiming down sights. Leaking into the motel buildings. Long text overflowing. Interaction UI boxes if any item has a long name. Why did you use so many words to say that? Jesus. Loot placement in Pha Lang Airfield. I have to go over there. That place isn't that good for loot from what I remember, but we'll have to go check it out. Minor lights leaking into hangars, missing blur effects around the scope under certain circumstances, missing bullets in weapon action animation, missing names in notifications, mortar and grenade explosions not visible. I wonder if this happened to me when I went to go raid the actual base, because there was no, I think there was explosions. I don't fully remember. That was insane though, because I was not prepared for that mortar to start shooting at me. Moving. Multiple AI spawning in the same location. Parts of the fob that were not covered under the safe zone. Placing money to stack inside a backpack will place the wallet into a different cell. Placing money to a stack inside a backpack will place the wallet in a different cell. What? I'm gonna need some help on this one. What the fuck does that mean? Players being able to get stuck in the pool. That's funny. Players being heard on voice chat even after disbanding it. Oh, that's ugh. That's kind of creepy. So you may have thought you didn't have voice chat on. Nah, they could hear you, bro. Better hope you weren't doing something nasty. Players being unable to move while picking up items or open doors. Players are now locked in position when kicking doors. Ooh, that kind of sucks. It's animation lock now. Players being sometimes unable to jump when near an obstacle. Had that happen. Reduce hitching just before the helicopter lands. Resetting to default now only affects current section of settings. Thank you for doing that, because now I can reset my audio or other things without resetting my fucking keybinds. Several spots around the map where players could get stuck. Sinking of bodies in the ground in Midnight Sapphire. Once again, why did you say that like that? Sinking of bodies into the ground. Okay. I mean, I get what you're getting at, and thank you for fixing that, because that's another issue that I was having. Skipping a coma will no longer result in you killed yourself. Some glass items being too bright in dark environments. Squad chat disappearing after ending an expedition. Squad leader inability to promote another member while there is an invitation pending. Squad leader inability to send and receive chat messages after joining a server. It seems like it sucks to be a squad leader, just a fair warning. But it used to suck, because now they fixed all these things. So if you guys do have a squad, be sure to hop on, check it out. Be sure to let me know also what you guys think, because I don't have a squad. Stone walls in Midnight Sapphire, which looked too thin. That's kind of funny. Stuttering when jumping near an object. The issue where players were unable to loot their body in PvE mode. The quick unequip function, control click, not working on items inside containers. That was a thing. The rubber butt pad can no longer be attached directly to the buffer tube. Okay, wait. So how... Wait, the rub... Is that just the pad? So is there a new attachment for it, or is there going to be something else that it can go on to? The visibility of quest items in the deal of the sentry task, the weapon snapping into position after vaulting, trace rounds effects not being visible. Yeah, I kind of realized that. Unblocking a friend no longer requires restarting the client. Undesired motion when switching stances. Unnatural look vegetation and landscape near the path to the waterfall. various crashes, various floating, sinking, and clipping objects into the world, various places where vegetation clips with fences and other objects, various task text adjustments for better clarity, wrong materials on some trees. Holy. So, one thing I really like about these guys, and like, I don't know, maybe it's stupid, but for instance, like wrong materials on some trees, and then various places where vegetation clips with fences. I've played so many games where they don't care about that, or like unnatural looking vegetation and landscape near the path to the waterfall. They end up going in such grave tiny detail for so many things, and the game looks fucking beautiful for it. Improve the player collision with objects while holding a knife, polished, various world locations, removed, a flying coffee pot near Foxtrot 3LZ, a redundant pilot voiceover line when departing from an LZ, dysfunctional Type 51 slides from vendor stock. Damn, I don't, I think I used the Type 51 once, maybe in the starter town, but besides that, I've never even used it. An incorrect house in the villa area near the fob. What? An incorrect house. Okay. Tweaked. AK animations to be more accurate to the real life, hand movement while running, the character rotation while vaulting, various weapons and character animations. Okay, what's next? We're dedicated to enhancing the experience of Gray Zone Warfare and will continue to improve performance leading up to our first major update. Our roadmap will be revealed soon. Ooh, roadmaps. And we'll be sharing development updates for the day-night cycle and more over time. Stay tuned and thank you for being with us throughout the early access journey. Oh, that's a lot. They did a lot for this. Definitely a shout out to them for it. Well, if you guys are still here, be sure to drop a like, subscribe for more, and go get in the game.